I'm Cassandra Parton, Managing Director with NextTech Learning. Welcome to NextTech's weekly live broadcast, where we share relevant updates to help you implement successful employee development methods. If you're a database administrator, you may be aware that Oracle Database 11G is almost at end of extended support and what that means. But what about 12C, 18C? NextTech are an Oracle education partner, and I'm really excited to be joined by Oracle's Simon Keys today. Simon is a database management specialist and has been with Oracle for over 15 years. During this time, he has had experience with Oracle's database management solutions, including database engineered systems and much more. We're really excited to have you on board, Simon. Perhaps you can start off by telling us a little bit more about yourself and your history with Oracle.
Alrighty, thank you, Cassandra. It's certainly is great to be here. I'm actually a Kiwi, and I've recently relocated over to Melbourne. So I'm a recent Australian import, and
Melbourne's
a very
great choice, by the way.
Yes, I came to the right place, and yeah, very happy to be here. But I've also had a very interesting and exciting time working with Oracle and helping our customers with their data management challenges. So I started off as a developer many years ago with Oracle, working on Oracle development tools. I then became a DBA, so I've worked as a database administrator in various organisations within New Zealand, fairly well-known companies in New Zealand, and I was there for 10 years. Then I started my work at Oracle in 2004, the company, as a consultant in the BIDW team. And I was able to bring a lot of my learnings that I'd made over the years in the industry to the Oracle organization. And it actually gave me a really good background in data management challenges. I've been part of the database pre-sales team since around about 2006. I moved over here in 2019 in May, so I've almost been here for a whole year, and I've got to say I love the weather in Melbourne. Things I do also love: water skiing, amateur radio, the rotary engine, and my RX-7, who sits in the garage in Parton right now, just waiting for me to come back and take her out. So I've had a very interesting background, and it's really been fun to bring these experiences to my customers. But Cassandra, it's also quite interesting, I think, that that working as an Oracle or an IT professional, but having a degree in horticulture, being kind of an amusing juxtaposition there.
Excellent, excellent. So thank you, Simon. So what would you say the top 3 features in Oracle Database 19C are?
Yeah, that's a good question too, because Oracle 19C represents Oracle's flagship database product right now. I'll just point you at the safe harbor statement before I talk about my top 3 and some important date announcements which are coming up very shortly. So Simon's top 3. It's a great time to be an Oracle DBA. It's exciting. We're seeing a lot of really cool new features being built into the Oracle database. And these are features which are answering specific business requirements that many of our customers and many of yourselves are no doubt experiencing. Right? So really, really cool time to be getting into data management and Oracle database specifically. Automatic indexing, followed by in-database AI ML, and active data guard DML redirection. Now, these are particularly exciting for me because they do answer specific challenges that many DBAs are facing. Right now, what do we have? An explosion of data volume. Every device that we have in a business, it generates data and huge volumes of data. Our challenge is to take those enormous volumes of data and extract business value from those. So how do we do that more efficiently? How do we make the life of a database administrator more successful in what they're doing in their day-to-day work? So with these capabilities, we're addressing that very need. So those are my top 3. However, the list goes on, and there are a bunch of new enhancements in 19C that I would ask you to have a look at there in your spare time, Cassandra, because there's more than I can fit on a slide, and you can see that there's more than 3 that we can spend some time looking at today.
No, that sounds great. That sounds great. And I noticed, I couldn't help but notice the top one you had bolded there, the automatic indexing. Do you want to just
Yes.
talk a little bit about that with us today?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, automatic indexing is my favorite database 19C new feature.
I picked the
And
right
what,
one to
yeah.
ask you about.
Yeah, so thank you. Yeah, what does automatic indexing do? Well, why do we create indexes to start with? We create indexes in order to make our reporting, our analyzing of data, perform more quickly in a timely fashion that meets business requirements. For example, at the end of the month, Chief Financial Officer needs to see the latest sales data for the month.
Mhm.
Perhaps there's the CIO needs to see what kind of uh, performance he's had from his IT landscape. Um, People in their KPI, there are very important reports that need to be run, for example, at certain times. In order for us as DBAs to deliver this data that makes up these reports in a consistently high performance manner that meets the expectation of the end users, we create indexes. Right?
Mhm.
That makes the access of data a lot faster. But there is a cost. There's always a cost, right? When we create an index in order to deliver a report more quickly, we also have to create additional storage. We
Mm.
also have to perform more analysis on the data and its structures and how we can best deliver or how we can best create the index. And we also need to maintain the index. Okay, so there's a certain overhead with indexing.
Mm.
So rather than us creating monitoring the access patterns of the database, rather than us spending time doing performance tuning. And let's face it, we only have 8 hours in the day.
Mm.
Um, why can't we ask, is there a better, smarter mechanism for this? And what we've done in Oracle is we've said, yes, there is. We're using the database to do that constant monitoring, not just 8 hours a day, but constant monitoring of the kinds of reports that we're being asked to run, and coming up with recommendations on how we might develop indexes in order to make those reports run faster. The DBA doesn't need to spend all that time physically monitoring him or herself, physically monitoring those reports. However, what they can do is take the results of those recommendations from the automatic indexing engine and decide to implement them should they meet their requirements. So we can reduce the number of indexes potentially. We can therefore reduce the amount of storage that they occupy, and we can also reduce the overhead of maintaining those indexes. And that gives us more time to do the more exciting things that we might want to do as a database administrator.
That's excellent. So how is the database becoming more intelligent?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. In the life of a database administrator, we tend to spend a lot of time performing menial tasks, like, for example, managing backups and performing patching or upgrades or even performance tuning. Right? These are jobs that need to be done. They're time consuming, they're taxing mentally. However, they're not necessarily the best use of a database administrator's time. All right, database administrator is the owner of the data. They understand relationships within the data. They're responsible for the security of those data structures, and they're also responsible for how the business interfaces with that data. So it's a very important role. However, if you're finding yourself, bogged down by all of the minutiae of database administration, then the database can now help you with its built-in AI and ML. It can perform many of those mundane tasks automatically. So you don't need to spend time performing those tasks yourself. It will do them all hours of the day or night rather than the only hours that you're at work. And also, it frees you up to add more value to the company that you're working for. So
That's
AI, built-in AI and ML into the database is a key part of where we're going with database 19C.
fantastic. So database 11G, from my understanding, is almost out of extended support. So why would you say it is so important to upgrade?
Yes, that's an important consideration for everybody who's running Oracle database right now. Look at the version that you're running. If you're running version 11G, 11204, which is the top line on this chart here, you will see that it reaches the end of extended support at the end of 2020, which is this year.
Mm.
So it's really important that as DBAs, we're well into planning now for the upgrade of our 11G database. We've got to get this thing up to the most recent database release. We need to get it up to the long-term release, as we now call it within Oracle, which is database 19C. Why is that important? It's because 19C is where all these new features are, which I talked about just earlier. It's also a release that was focused very much on stability and security. So we really want to get to that release as our target, which means our applications run a lot better and we have better access to the data. So it's really important for our customers that 11G is the version that we get off as quickly as possible, and we get to 19C in urgency.
Okay, and it looks like the announcement isn't just affecting 11G.
Yeah, that's right. As you can see from this chart here, I've got extended support dates announced for versions 12.1, 12.2, and in the case of 18, of course, there is no extended support announced. So it's really important, even if you're not on 11, let's say you're on 12 or 18, it's really important that you get planning your upgrade now. So if you're running 19C, have fun. Let's get out and start enjoying the new features. If you're running anything less than that, let's start planning. Let's get upgrading. We need to get there, in urgency.
Great. Okay. So Simon, I can tell you're really passionate about what you do and the products that you guys have. So do you want to just tell the customers what makes Oracle such an exciting technology to work with?
Yeah, there are many things that make Oracle very exciting for me. I've talked about some of the new features in 19C, but that's not all. First of all, it's really easy to get started on Oracle nowadays, right? We've made huge improvements in the accessibility of Oracle database, right? So it's very easy to download and install locally using RPM packages, Docker images, Vagrant images. We also have cloud-enabled database now, so we can give you access to Oracle in the latest fully supported versions like 19C running in the Oracle Cloud. And we provide interfaces to that take the form of a simple SQL interface, live SQL. We also have something called Always Free. So if you go to oracle.com/try it, you will actually be able to access Oracle Cloud, Oracle Database Cloud Service, which includes all of our really cool technologies like Autonomous Database, and get you in there using it really, really easily, and it won't cost you anything. So it's not only a really easy technology to get into, believe it or not, it's actually very low cost. You can't get cheaper than free, can you?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Thank you, Simon, for sharing these great insights. I believe you're also running some 1-hour sessions for modern DBAs on the 12th of May at 12 o'clock with NextTech. So we will share the details below in the comments for anyone who is interested in joining these complimentary, again, free sessions. Yeah. So NextTech is offering all online courses. So don't hesitate to phone and have a chat with our friendly team. We're here to help you. And feel free to visit our website or download our entire course schedule there. So thank you so much for joining us today, Simon. Really appreciate it. Pleasure. Thank you everyone for joining in, and we hope to see you in next week's weekly live broadcast. More information will be shared on social media shortly.
Brilliant. Thanks, Cassandra.